We see someone in despair, true despair. They feel utterly disempowered. Things are not going well at all for them. They are desperate in their feeling of despair. And someone says, follow your bliss, and while it sounds good, there's no connection to them in that. They are miles away from anything that would feel like bliss. But they innately, with their inner being's guidance, do have access to thoughts of revenge or rage. They have access to those thoughts because those thoughts are further up the emotional scale, and there is a relief factor in the feeling of revenge or rage over the feeling of despair. Isn't there? Would you rather feel despair and total disempowerment, or would you rather feel rage? Some of you are afraid to say it because rage and revenge, those are bad words. You're not supposed to show anger of any kind. In other words, anger. Oh, there are anger management seminars. We know that. We're here to teach you to be angry if you are in despair. We would never coach you into anger from frustration. That's going the wrong way. That's taking away relief. That's putting on more feeling of discomfort. Most of you weigh in emotionally somewhere around frustration and overwhelmment, while you can dip into the lower registries depending on different subjects. And we also acknowledge that on some subjects you're in different places than on other subjects. On money you could be feeling pretty good, while on relationships you're not feeling so sure of yourself. In other words, there's all kinds of variation, but for the most part you've got a motor running, and that motor is a vibrational offering that is equaling the way life is treating you, what you're getting back. And what we are here to remind you of here today is that with far less effort than you've ever thought, with far less effort than it takes to learn QuickBooks on your computer, you can move up the emotional scale. You can take the emotional journey. We want to make your journey from not enough money to more money, from not enough love to more love, from not enough wellness to more wellness. We want to help you take that journey from where you don't want to be to where you want to be. We want to help you make it an understandable journey. So, the art of allowing really is about continually moving up the emotional scale. It's about continually reaching for the vibration that connects you with the resources of that which you are. And think about it. When we say you're an extension of source energy, do you hear what we're really saying? You're an extension of source energy because you are a vibrational equivalent to this pure positive energy. But when you find things on your planet, in your physical environment, that are upsetting to you, and you beat the drum of them and beat the drum of them until you activate them within your vibration, you change your frequency to the point that you no longer match the frequency of your own inner being. When we said to you, we do not encourage you to lower your vibration in order to help people that you love feel better because you've joined them in their misery, the reason that we say that to you with such confidence is because we know that source energy never lowers its vibration in order to comfort you. The reason you feel negative emotion is because source energy doesn't do that. The reason negative emotion feels like negative emotion feels is because it's a vibrational difference from something you have chosen. That's why your guidance works, you see. Oh, please say you understood that. That is such an important thing to understand. In other words, when you get it, that negative emotion means you've adjusted yourself out of the range, and your inner being, your God force, didn't adjust itself down there with you. It stayed consistent with the well-being that it is, knowing that if it stays there, that you will eventually rejoin it again. You may have to die to do it, but you will eventually rejoin it again. So this gathering is about rejoining it now, rejoining it on purpose, rejoining it thought by thought, by doing your best to get there. Joseph Campbell said, follow your bliss, and his words were perfect. That is what we are wanting you to do too. Rejoin your bliss, follow your bliss. We even like his words, follow your bliss, because he didn't say find your bliss, wrestle your bliss to the ground. He didn't say insist on your bliss. He said follow your bliss. He meant get pointed in the direction of it and do your best to move in the direction of it. But we notice that sometimes, even though you'd like to find bliss, when you're in despair, you can't even get a whiff of bliss. And when someone hammers at you, you know you're the creator of your own reality. You should be doing a better job. That doesn't help you feel more bliss. That just makes you reinforce your awareness that you're not where you want to be. We're wanting you to realize that the path to bliss really is so simple. The path to bliss is finding the best feeling thought that I can find right now. It is doing the best that I can do now. And so if you are understanding that there is allowing on one end and resisting on another, that there is bliss on one end and despair on the other, that there is feeling of empowerment on one end and disempowerment on the other, can't you also acknowledge that as you are reaching for allowance, that the feeling of leaving resistance behind would feel like relief? And that's the key that will help you to follow your bliss. You're reaching for the relief of leaving resistance behind. When you quench your thirst, there's a relief, isn't there? When you satisfy your hunger, there's a relief. When you answer a question, there's a relief. When you feel better, there's a relief. So we want you to leave here today announcing quietly to the world that you have decided to be the selfish bugger that you were born to be. And that nothing is more important than that you feel good, because in reaching for what feels better, you are leaving the resistance behind. And the feeling better is the relief factor. It's the key to understanding the emotional journey. So, all of your power is now. Think about what you're doing to tomorrow when you feel good now. Think about what you're doing today after tomorrow while you're feeling good now. Can you imagine the resources that you allow to line up when you take the time to feel good now, when you get in sync with well-being now, you see? All of your power is now. It doesn't matter if you're thinking about the past or the future or observing something in your now. You're doing it now. You're emanating now. You're radiating now. You're creating now. Tomorrow never comes. Have you noticed? Because when it gets here, it's today. All of your power is now. So you've just got to decide that you're going to do the best that you can now to feel good, and stop making excuses about why you don't feel good now by charting all of the statistics of reasons why you're justified in not feeling good. Who cares? It doesn't matter. You're right. You should feel bad, but feeling bad only makes tomorrow worse. You've got to feel good now. You've got to make up your mind that nothing is more important than how I feel now, because now is everything. Now is the whole enchilada. Now is the power of me. Now. And if I practice now feeling good, there's a better chance that tomorrow I'm going to feel good too. You might as well start somewhere, and it might as well be now. Why not start improving your life now? Now. But you got to stop comparing what's happening to you and what's happening to anybody else, because you don't know what they've been launching into their experience. You might meet someone who's thriving now, and you might feel jealous that they're thriving now, and your jealousy about them thriving now will keep you from ever thriving as long as you feel jealous. You've got to feel appreciation. You've got to feel love. You've got to understand that well-being flows to everyone, and you might as well start your flow now. So you see someone who's thriving and you're not. Maybe it's with health, maybe it's with love, maybe it's with money. They're thriving abundantly and you're not. And your tendency is to criticize them or to find fault with them or to feel inferior to them. All negative emotions, all squelching your well-being, and all messing up your future experience. So instead, you stop and you say, I don't like the fact that he's doing better than I am doing. Squelching. His father probably bought that for him. Squelching. He probably knows people in power. Squelching. Somehow he's managed to get in vibrational alignment with what he wants. Alignment. In other words, when you compare your resources now with someone else's, the only comparison that you could possibly be making is how in alignment they are with what they want and how in alignment you are with what you want. And that's the only justifiable equation that makes sense. So here I am now, where all of my power is. And I'm doing the best I can to feel the best I can right now. So I'm making the best use of now that I can. Why? To affect future experience? It will. But why really? Why do I want to affect future experience anyway? Because I think I will feel better in the future. So if I find something that feels better now, oh, that's a double bonus, isn't it? Because not only have I positively affected my future experience, but I feel good now. And everything that anybody wants, whether it's a material object or a relationship or a pile of money, everything that everybody wants is because they believe in the having of it, they will feel better now. So when you show yourself the power to align with good feelings now, you've shown yourself the power of aligning with Source now. You've shown yourself the power of thriving now. You've shown yourself the power of aligning with all of the resources of the universe now. You've shown yourself the power of positively affecting tomorrow and beyond now. And you feel good now. You've got to be able to tell if you're moving in the right direction. Because we see so many of you start to move in the right direction, then listen to the opinion of someone else and move in the opposite direction, and then you regain your resources and you start to move in the right direction, but then you take score too soon. You say, I can't tell if I'm moving in the right direction because my body isn't healed yet, or because the money hasn't landed in my bank account, or because my lover isn't in my bed yet. And we say, friends, you gotta stop taking score and start feeling the vibrational countenance. And when you consistently feel better, everything begins working for you. And those who are watching you think you are magic. Those who are watching you say to you, what in the world are you doing? What's changed in you? And you tell them, I stopped beating up on myself. And I stopped listening to everybody else's idea of how I should feel. And I started caring how I feel. And I started reaching thought by thought for the best feeling I could find. And it was uncomfortable at first because I've practiced for years hating the Democrats. I've practiced for years hating the Republicans. I've practiced for years hating the Muslims, hating the Christians. I've practiced for years these things that I had to let go of because I discovered that I could not push against things that I did not want and maintain my connection to well-being at the same time. So I had to give up a whole bunch of practiced debate tools. I had to stop thinking my way so much and start feeling my way. And then, little by little, I started clicking into the resources that are me. I started feeling better. I started loving more. I started tasting better. I started appreciating more things. I started seeing the beauty in more things, and more things of beauty began showing up in my experience. And the balance of good and bad in my experience became proportionate to that of the universe, where almost everything I saw is lovely and wonderful, and only occasionally do I stumble upon something that isn't. I came back into the resources of that which is my legacy. And you can too. That's what you'll tell them. You can too. We are eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. Nothing is off limits. We see our work, our greatest value to you, as helping you to soothe your resistance and find relief, which means you've shifted your vibrational point of attraction. We adore helping you do that because we can see into your future. And as you sit here in this room and your vibration shifts, your future changes right before our eyes. And we celebrate with you the joyous journey that you are upon. You can't get it wrong. And you can't get it done. And the reason you can't get it wrong is because you can't get it done. No matter where you're standing, if it isn't pleasing you, just remind yourself it's not done. And then take the oh-so-easy, very short time, emotional journey and show yourself how you can put ease in your experience now, right now, right now, right now, and then watch what happens. All of your power is now. Now. This is your point of attraction now. Do you know that here you are and everything is actualizing around you now? So here you are in your now. And everything is actualizing around your now. So your future experience that you're going to walk into is actually lining up in response to your vibrational output now. Interesting, isn't it? So as you're ornery and upset or in despair, your future experience is lining up in response to that right now. So you say, but I have good reason. And we say, who cares? But I have good reason to feel this way. We say, it doesn't matter. You're still messing up your future experience. But Abraham, I know I'm right. This is the way that it is. I'm only speaking the truth. We say we know, and your future is going to be full of it. Your future is going to be full of more of this truth that you're feeling uncomfortable about now. So get the picture of this. So here you are in your now, which is attracting to you all things. The now, which is your point of attraction. And you're attracting to you now, you're attracting to you tomorrow, you're attracting to you a week from now, you're attracting to you a month from now. If you could see the vortex of things that are lining up for you in response to your now